What's going on? Jake here with Uncommon EDC. Today we're checking out box number 7 in the MedicBox Pro Subscription. Super excited about this one because box 7 marks the start of phase 3, which is building an EDC first aid kit. Something I've been super excited about ever since I saw it in letter number 1 when we first started this subscription. So excited to get into it, but before we do, a couple quick notes about MedicBox for those that aren't familiar. First, and maybe most importantly, is that this is a sequential box. So no matter when you sign up, you're going to start with box number 1. It's not tied to the specific month, and each month that you're subscribed, you'll receive the next box in the sequence. Every 3 months, you build out a different first aid kit. We started with the duty first aid kit, then to the vehicular first aid kit. We've done those unboxings as well as summaries of both of those kits in the playlist for MedicBox, and now we are on to the EDC first aid kit. The other thing to note is that MedicBox costs $55 a month for their standard subscription. That gets you all of the essentials, everything you need to complete these first aid kits. But they do offer an upgraded Pro plan where you get all of the standard items for $100 a month and an additional 1 to 2 items. And those are usually more supplemental. We've gotten some really cool items throughout the subscription, and so we'll point those out as we go along as well. And last but not least, they do offer an online course to go along with this subscription, and that's a monthly subscription as well. It's not inclusive to either box though, so you can be signed up to the standard and sign up to the course but not the Pro, or the Pro and sign up to the course and get a little bit of everything. I am enrolled in the course, but you can't show that information here obviously since it is paid content, but it's going to teach you how and when to use the specific gear that they're including in these boxes. So really nice kind of knowledge transfer to go along with some of these items. That being said, let's get into it. Like I said, super excited. I already got in here and unpackaged some of the tougher to unpackage gear, so you don't have to watch me fumbling with packaging. But let's start by taking a look at the letter. This front side covers everything in the standard box. You can pause and read along, obvious spoilers if you do, but we're going to be following along as we go in the same order as this letter. There's also an image over here showing how you can carry the various items and where to place them to carry them. There's a track your MedicBox journey on the bottom, which shows where we've done so far and where we're at. Again, we're on phase 3 for that EDC. Also a little bit of preview for next month. So next month, we're going to be building out our EDC wallet kit. Stay prepared for anything, anywhere, anytime. On the back, we have the Pro information and the CTOMS Academy information, which we'll get to a little bit later in the video. So for now, I'm going to set this aside. We'll actually leave the box here. Usually I move it off screen, but we have enough packing confetti here to hide most of our items. So as usual, each time we start a new phase, they include a pouch. So this is the EDC pouch, and you'll see this is branded under MedicBox. These are proprietary pouches made to carry the specific gear they're gonna send during that phase. And so usually it will fit a majority of the standard items. Sometimes there's some standalone items that are meant to be carried separately, but a majority usually have fit in the kit. And they, again, in the letter, they show exactly where to put it in that kit so you know where it fits. So really cool. This looks like it's made out of Cordura, has these Molly webbing attachment strips here so you can quickly attach them to your bag. Now they say that this is wallet size. This is a little bit big for my back pocket, to be honest, and so definitely something that will be more likely to be mounted either on the outside of a bag or even on the inside of a bag if you have that Molly webbing. And so Velcro closure. Does have a small hook and loop panel here if you want to put some sort of cross imagery so that people know that it's a first aid kit, or even something that just says first aid. You can put something glow in the dark to signal there, kind of whatever you want to do, or you can obviously leave it blank. And then this is just a big cavernous pocket here. So it seems to be really well built and should fit the items that we've got so far very, very well in here. So on to item number 2 is the S-Mark bandage. This is from TACMed Solutions, and this is basically an elastic bandage, latex free. It doesn't look like it has anything to kind of secure that at the end, and it's not really self-adhesive. So I would imagine you just tie this off, but you can pair this with like some hemostatic gauze and use this to stop bleeding. It's not a tourniquet for sure, but you can use it to apply a decent bit of pressure because it is elastic. There's a little bit of stretch to it, so you can get it on there nice and tight and stop that bleed. And again, that's made perfectly to fit into this pouch. Next up, item number 3 is the Nightcore Thumb. And again, none of these really have prices on the letter, but they're usually from known brands besides that proprietary pouch. So this is TACMed Solution, the S-Mark bandage. This is the Nightcore Thumb. And so you can easily look up those values if you want to get a total value. Now, this is one of those items that had that plastic blister pack around here, so I just cut it out of there so you didn't have to watch me fumble with it. Pretty cool little light. It's made to, you can clip it to like a backpack strap or even a front pocket. And the head pivots here 120 degrees, which is kind of cool. You can see there's also 2 different power buttons, and one of them controls that front lights, those 2 white LED bulbs that we see there. And there's a few different modes you can cycle through, so different brightness levels up to 85 lumens. And then we have these red LEDs on the side that are, I guess, a little bit more for signaling and just so people are aware of your presence. I believe you can actually cycle through these as well. Yeah, there we go, to get a flashing version, just to get people's attention a little bit more than that static version. And then we have this bar across the bottom where you can attach it to your keychain or a lanyard, or even like one of those little retracting keychains if you wanted to. I don't think it's so heavy that it would pull that too hard. Nice thick pocket clip though, so you can attach this to your hat for that straightforward beam, or you can, if you have it on your backpack strap, do that 90-degree angle and point it forward from there. So pretty cool looking light. Again, this is the Nitecore Thumb. It's a micro USB rechargeable. I don't believe it came with a cable, but really cool light that I haven't seen before. So I was excited to see that one, and it's perfect size for this EDC kit. Now, up next is one that we've received in every kit so far. I think 2 different brands, but still, we have received these chest seals. This is the Hyphen Vent Chest Seal Twin Pack, entry and exit wound. This one looks like actually a little bit smaller in size than the previous one, but it's just one of those items that I think makes sense in a lot of different kits. It folds up pretty small, so again, can slide right into our pouch if you fold it in half, and just kind of essentials for any of these first aid kits. So it makes sense that we're seeing it repeated throughout the different first aid kits. Now, number 5 is a pair of nitrile gloves, and they're kind of mixed in here. So another one that's from MyMedic. We've seen a few different MyMedic items in these boxes. They make some pretty cool items. Nice small packaging here, so you can keep it sealed up, or you can remove that and put it in one of those glove dispensers we've received in the previous boxes. But just a pair of nitrile gloves. Don't know if they have the size or anything on here, just one pair of gloves. Oh yeah, it does, large. So pair of large gloves, pretty universal. Obviously, if you have smaller hands, you can fit into a large glove, but if you have larger hands, you're not gonna fit in a small glove. So it makes sense for them to go with those bigger sizes. This next one is actually a really cool item. I'm glad that they included, and this is the Stay Alive guide. So again, from MyMedic, it's kind of got that tactical look with the topo pattern on here, but pretty comprehensive. It looks like it's about 75 pages with tons of information, illustrations, super well organized. You can see color-coded table of contents, so you can find it quickly in a pinch. If you're having an emergency at the moment that you need to attend to, say it is bleeding, you can skip straight to that red section, flip through and find the bleeding section. We land on page 12 here with quick clot and lacerations. So this is a really, really cool item. There's also a free digital copy that I'm going to cover the QR code for, just because I'm imagining they probably aren't trying to give away a free digital copy if you don't have the book, but really, really cool item, and I'm glad they included it in it. Now that rounds out our standard items, but we still have the Pro item and the CTOMS Academy information on the back. So this month's Pro item is a pretty cool one, definitely fits in that EDC realm. And this is the Kershaw drivetrain, and it's model 8655, as you can see. So another one that I already pulled out of the box, you don't have to watch me fumbling with it, but kind of a cool looking knife. Obviously, if you're super into knives, this isn't the most sleek and stylish design, but definitely fits into our kind of rescue category knife. And so it's an assisted knife, so that thing comes kicking out of there. You can see when you try and close it up, there's a little bit of spring tension there to keep it from closing. So you do have to apply a little bit of pressure, but it's gonna fire out hard every single time, which is cool. Now, in addition to that, I did say it's a rescue style knife, so we have the glass breaker on the back and just a small carbide glass breaker that isn't too intrusive. It's a little bit pointy, but not enough to cut you or scrape you or anything like that. And then you have the strap cutter as well, which is kind of a cool design. It's tucked into the handle here. Looks a little bit funny, but you can flip that out and now just kind of slide straight across this into that strap cutter, so it kind of guides the seatbelt into the cutter. And there's a liner lock on there, so it's not going to close up on you once you open it unless you want it to. Just press that down and you can push it closed. So kind of a cool knife. Definitely a lot stronger showing from the knife than the, I think it was a Stack Gear that we got previously. That one obviously had a lot of the same features, but this one I think is a lot cooler from a much more reputable brand in the knife community. So definitely was excited to see this as the pro item this month. D2 steel, good size too. We got a 3.2 inch blade. I'll for sure make a separate video on this one at some point. Kai USA, which is the same company that does ZT or zero tolerance, if you're familiar. Now, last but not least, we have the CTOMS Academy course. If you're enrolled in that, this month is the hypothermia part 2. We just got part 1, which I haven't completed yet, but do have. Guest instructor and world-renowned hypothermia expert Dr. Gordon Geisbrecht returns to round out the topic of hypothermia with a deeper dive into hypothermia physiology, including hypothermia physiology in the presence of trauma and advanced treatment modalities. And then next month we have Care Under Fire and Human Performance in Combat Casualty Care, which is honestly a lot more advanced than I'm going to need in a first aid scenario, but still kind of cool to see these different courses. Now that rounds out box number 7. We got a lot of different stuff. They covered a lot of ground, I think, trying to keep it a little bit more general for that first box. I would imagine as we get a little bit deeper, we might niche down even a little bit more in boxes 8 and 9. Let me know what you thought of the contents of box 7 though, down in the comments, how you're liking this subscription so far, anything else you want to comment. Always enjoy engaging in these videos. But thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, consider liking, commenting, subscribing, joining the channel as a member, or even checking out some of my other videos. They all help us out a ton, whether it's my channel or anyone else's. It goes a long way to helping support the channel. But I appreciate you tuning in. I hope everyone is having a great Thanksgiving week, and I hope you have a great one. Take care.